Maybe it's camera time, who knows? But speaking of guys who like to tank, Doc Sands is facing a raise from Matt Kirk as he 3-bets to 16,000 with ace-7.
Doc is definitely a methodical player. I feel like tanking has a sort of negative connotation, where being methodical and thinking is understandable at stakes such as these, but if it was up to Jean Robert,
top pair for Sands, no pair for Kirk.
There would be no thinking.
Yeah. Jack of diamonds means Kirk is drawing dead.
And whenever Kirk is drawing dead, it gives him an opportunity to start bluffing, because he fights so hard for pots.
Wow. He didn't bluff, he checked back.
Showed some restraint there. Of course, Doc would have called him with top pair. And now Doc has a close decision here, because he could go for thin value, but he probably thinks that Kirk would have bet had he paired his jack on the turn a lot of the time, because Kirk likes to bet and see where he's at. He's not going to do too much pot controlling. If he hit a jack there, he might have just bet, thrown out 20,000 to see what's going on.
Oh, yeah, 21,000 from Sands here.
And now Kirk knows the only way that he could continue here is to raise. He hasn't folded yet, and he's a pretty quick player, so...
Bang, 75 grand.
Notice that he has a queen, which does block queen 10. However, if Kirk had queen 10, he would have turned a double gutter, meaning he could have hit a 9 or a king for a straight, which I think he would have bet. He's kind of representing queen 10. A hand that's more likely is 7-10, but Sands having a 7 makes it less likely that Kirk has 7-10. And I'm really curious to see what Doc does here, because even though he only has aces with a 7 kicker, he could find a call the way this played out.
I'm curious what JRB would think about all this time he's taking, but he's kind of allowed.
JRB would have called a long time ago, and he would have been giggling by now. Oh, great play, Matt Kirk.
Hey, there's the 4 from Kirk. Wow.
4 of hearts.
Unbelievable.
That's a look of pain.
Yeah. And in this episode of the Jean Robert Report, JRB is hitting right back at them.
From what I've seen today, you know, some of these hands are just painful to watch. I mean, sometimes there's like nothing in the pot, and why is Paul Newey taking so long to check? What is Doc Sands thinking about? I mean, these guys are super smart players. Shouldn't take, you know, 45 seconds to figure out that I'm going to check back. I mean, come on. What's there to think about? In my opinion, poker, the most brutal part of poker is, you know, the grind when people are going through the Hollywood motion of taking too much time to do nothing. I mean, there's a time to tank, and then, guys, what are you doing? Come on.